Hey there, everyone. My name is Eric Richards, and I run springshousesonline.com. So it's time for our recap of what just happened last month. Let's talk about August. So, what we see here in this neat little parabolic curve is the amount of homes that are currently listed for sale, including new and existing inventory. This would be anything that builders put in that Mr. and Mrs. Seller, or whoever is putting a home on the market, that's what drops in this number. So we have in August 4139 total listings, down from a high in July, which is good to see. We're coming into the slower part of the season. New listings, we also saw a little bit of a decrease, totally to be expected. Kids have gone back to school. PCS season is still trucking along just fine, but this is generally the time of year where people pull back a little bit. We do see a little surge in activity in September and October when people are like, oh, I don't want to move before the snow flies. But anyway, that's a good explanation for that number there. Total under contract, 1568. As I've said before, this is the canary in the coal mines. Without this number here, or any sort of activity there, we sense a stagnation in the market. Buyers are unwilling to buy and sellers are unwilling to sell. So when the two groups work together, we end up with a market that works for everyone. Days on market, a little bit of a climb. Okay, so what's happening here? We saw a few metrics before that seem to contradict this. If someone looks at the previous charts and they say, okay, you've got a good number of under contracts, you have a lower amount than the previous August of new listings, meaning there's less inventory, and inventory is indeed falling, why are days on market climbing? Well, two reasons. One, the aged inventory might finally be moving through. And I'll get to price reductions in a moment. So if there's a lot of homes that ended up selling that say were on the market for 80 to 100 days, that would move the average up. So that might be one possible explanation. Another explanation, the frequency at which it lists on a Friday and it's sold by Saturday may be decreasing. So the other end of the blended average may be getting clipped off. And maybe the new norm of homes that are selling quickly is now defined at 2 weeks rather than 3 days. So that might be part of the reason. Total sales year to date, 8142 versus 7802 from the previous August. It's about a 5% increase. This is encouraging. And again, when you look at the previous charts, you're thinking, what gives? I would simply say that maybe there's a little bit of an uptick in the consumption of single family homes as opposed to condos, because remember, this chart right up here is about single families. Average and median sales prices. Average price is dropping. I love to see this, not because I'm cheap, but because this means affordability is being addressed. Also, median sales price dropped as well. So let's put it all together. We've got increasing days on market. We have less homes available on the market. We have an increase in single-family home sales. What I see is that the market is telling sellers, if your home is priced well below the median, I'm going to purchase that home, and that's the one I'm looking for, and that's what drives down these averages. Plain and simple. Residential home sales, 1,039 back in August, and total condo sales of 164. So a little bit of an increase right there. We look back all across this and we saw 180 and we saw 189. So what's happening with condos? I want to talk about that because this chart surprised me a bit. We are getting a little bit inverted here in the total activity. So sales volume total of condos, highlighted this way, you will see is 9.4% decline in condos and townhome year over year. Conversely, houses are up 7.1%. Color me shocked. So how did this happen? I think HOA fees and the cost of the condos just kind of slowly catching up to what people once thought. You can get a home in Colorado Springs for $375,000. Well, Now a condo has an average price of that. So that might be driving this departure from condos and townhomes and encouraging people to look at this. It doesn't take a lot, folks, for the HOA fees, the interior insurance that you get with a condo or a townhome to catch up to the monthly cost of a house. Not a lot. So keep that in mind. The other factor that I like to point out in all of this, when we look at this, the pure numbers, this average price right here is shocking to me. I sincerely hope that we are not talking about a month in the future where the average price of a condo or townhome goes above 400,000. At that point, I will feel like the sky is falling. And let's go on to this chart where we always talk about for sellers. When we look back at the average sales price, and you think, okay, this $400,000 to $500,000 price point, 41% of listings had to take a 2.4% price reduction. That could be concessions, that could be just dropping the price on the MLS. But remember, that's just 2.4% averaged. Some people maybe were able to keep the price flat. Others had to drop the price 8%. But still, you should assume that if you are listing a home between 300,000 and hell, even 800,000, there is a strong likelihood that you will have to reduce the price of your home in order to get it sold. So keep that in mind. Hopefully all this stuff is fun and entertaining and exciting. If you want to learn a little bit more about what we talked about here, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer any questions. Hope you're having a great day, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Thanks.